Listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS. That was Bebop Deluxe, Axe Victim. Then we had the Cars, Just What I Needed. Beautiful. We're here with my man, Moby.
Hello.
Was that off the first album, Just What I Needed?
I think so. I mean, they had the...
That was the big one with about 5 hits on it, right?
And then there was Candio, and then the one with Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple months ago, I went back on Spotify. Sorry, I was listening to Spotify. I was being unfaithful.
That's okay.
Okay. And I sort of revisited all those Cars songs, and like on one hand, they were this odd pop group, but they seemed like intellectual space aliens. You know, like who like otherwise would be playing jazz fusion and decided to just dumb it down and write these amazing pop songs.
And make some dosh.
Yeah.
But they're great pop songs. Do you think they're too qualified for what they were playing in?
It seemed that way. Like it seemed almost like performance art.
There was no weak link that they were dragging along. They all seemed to play really good, right?
Yeah. A friend of mine was their roadie at the height of their success, and maybe this is a bad thing to say, but according to him, after every show they would do a thing called the car wash, where they would round up ladies from the audience and bring them backstage. So when the band came off stage, there would be all these naked women waiting in the shower to wash the band after they came off stage.
Happy Women's Day.
Yeah.
That's what it is today, right?
It is International Women's Day.
International Birds Day.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, how comes there's something for every day of the year? There's not enough days for things anymore.
There's multiple ones. Like there'd be like International Pancake Day, International Fireworks Day, International Spotted Beagle Day.
Every day there's something.
By the way, when do you want to play guitar?
You trying to get out of here? You just got here.
Okay, no, we've got these nice guitars from Taylor that they left for us. So do you want to play songs? And we don't have to do it now.
I do want to play songs for you. Yeah.
Okay, great.
You don't want to talk?
Sure, we can talk. What do you want to talk about? International Pancake Day?
Are you Canadian?
No, I wish I was.
You say that out like Canadian.
I'm just inbred. It's sort of like awkwardness, inbreeding. I went on a date with a woman recently, and she was Canadian, and kind of in and of itself, that made me want to get married to her.
Because of her accent?
No, because of citizenship. Like as the United States becomes more catastrophic and apocalyptic, like moving to Canada seems like a really good idea.
It's still the best place on earth.
Canada?
No, the U.S.
That's nice of you to say.
It is.
I think New Zealand's pretty great, to be honest with you. If it was easier to get to, I'd move there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but there's a big hole in the sky there.
In New Zealand?
Yeah, you can't walk around. You get sunburnt, especially you.
Yeah. What with the inbreeding and all?
And the inbreed and the way you say oot.
Yeah.
You got a new album out.
Yeah.
That's why you're coming on here, really.
Well, I came on because we were texting and you said, do you want to come on the show? And I was like, of course.
Well, you kept texting me when I was on the show, chiming in. So I figured you was bored. I love having you here, by the way.
Thanks.
No problem there, mate.
So I have a new album out.
You have a new album out?
I have a new album out. And, I mean, there's something absurd. I'm 52 years old, and I don't tour because I hate touring.
Yeah.
So like a 52-year-old in 2018 who refuses to tour releasing an album, like I don't really expect anyone to buy it, but if they make the effort to even listen to like one song, I'm flattered.
We're too old.
Yeah.
People don't buy albums from old people.
Yeah, I mean, people don't buy albums from young people either. They just don't buy albums, which is fine.
They buy a song, maybe. Or they don't even buy anything.
And I can't really complain because I don't buy people's albums.
You don't? I do.
You're a better man than I.
I'm a sucker on iTunes. I bought this Who compilation the other day, $39. I've got
39.
I've got most of the songs. I just couldn't be bothered to pick out the ones I don't have.
I mean, every now and then I'll buy vinyl. There's a store in Highland Park called Mount Analog, and also another vinyl store down the street from there. I'll buy vinyl there and take it home because, like, as an old person, I love that process of like taking off the shrink wrap and opening the record and reading the liner notes, and that you put the vinyl on the record player and you lower the needle, and that little bit of anticipation and sound before the music starts. So I don't even really care what the music is. I just like the process of opening a record and putting it on a record player.
Do you do that a lot?
I try to. I tried doing this thing where every now and then I'll put on an album from start to finish and sit and listen to it and not check my phone, not read a book, not watch TV, and just listen to it. And I did that with Goat's Head Soup the other day.
Yeah.
And it was great. Like I'd forgotten how much I loved that record.
And was you tempted to look at your phone?
Oh, the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, no, even like the first 30 seconds, I was like, maybe something has happened on Instagram that I need to find out about.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't care about all that stuff anymore. I like the convenience of just having it all on your phone and playing it on your phone, personally. But I get the concept. I mean, obviously, as a kid, I loved having albums, staring at the albums for hours. But what was I going to say?
Well, you know, the first job I ever had, I worked as a caddy at a golf course, and I only worked there long enough to buy 2 David Bowie albums. Once I had enough money to buy Heroes and Lodger, I quit because I had 2 David Bowie albums.
Yeah. It's good, man. I completely forgot what I was going to say to you.
Well, we're old, and
it was a very good question, too.
Okay.
If I just look at you for a minute.
Shovel had a question, didn't you, about Gene Simmons?
Yeah, he wanted me to bring up Gene Simmons so I could tell the Gene Simmons story.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Gene Simmons? How about that guy?
Because earlier I was asking Shovel, I was saying, like, so who have been some of the awkward guests? And you mentioned Gene Simmons.
Who did? I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Someone else here did.
I was intimidated by him because
intimidated, yeah. And I have this Gene Simmons story where in 2002 I was playing the closing ceremony of the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City.
I bet he loved you.
And it was the weirdest lineup. It was me, Bon Jovi, Earth, Wind and Fire, Christina Aguilera, Kiss, and Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
And we played this show, and Dick Cheney was in the audience. Donnie and Marie announced me, but they were dinosaurs. They were like 50-foot tall dinosaurs. So it felt like I was on mescaline. In fact, possibly I was.
Yeah.
And the show happened. We finished. I went to the hotel, slept for a few hours. And in the morning, they'd provided a plane to take all of us to Los Angeles. So I get on the plane, fall asleep, wake up, and I'm standing in the little aisle to get off the plane, and I feel a tap on my shoulder. And I turn around, and there's Gene Simmons, who I've never met or spoken to, and he's a good foot taller than I am.
Yeah.
And he looks at me so seriously, and he stares into my eyes, and he says, "Moby, you are a powerful and attractive man."
Wow.
And I said, "Wow, what a compliment, thanks." And he just went, That's the sum total of our interaction.
Wow.
That Gene Simmons thinks that I am a powerful and attractive man.
His tongue is taller than you.
Yeah. And probably has a way better dating life than I do.
I don't know. It's all a facade. All a facade, man. Should we play some music? Or you in any rush?
No?
You're not, right?
Mm-mm.
We're going to play a song of yours.
You can if you want to. We don't have to.
This Wild Darkness.
Sure.
You don't mind us playing that?
If you want to. It's got a gospel choir in it.
Oh, it does.
You don't like gospel choirs? No, we don't have to play it.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay. And then halfway through, if you don't like it, just you could turn it off and play Johnny Cash covers instead.
Or some Heartbreakers or some...
Yeah.
Okay. Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS with my guest, Moby. This is his new album. And this is a track called... Is this the title of the album as well?
The album's called Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt. It's a quote from a Kurt Vonnegut book.
Who's he?
He was a writer. He wrote Slaughterhouse-5. The guy who directed Black Panther is actually turning Slaughterhouse-5 into a movie.
Ah, you're very knowledgeable.
Yeah,
you wore a Minor Threat t-shirt last time.
I did? I don't have a lot of clothes.
That looks like a new one to me.
No, just if you get close, it's all got terrible stains on it.
Okay, here we go. Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS, bit of Moby. You are listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on Cal OS with my guest, Moby. That was David Bowie. Sons of the Silent Age. The Rolling Stones. Silver Train, baby. From Goat's Head Soup.
Oh, do you want, what sort of background do you want? Maybe some light jazz?
Whatever you was playing was good.
How about, the first time we ever met, we played a light jazz version of either Anarchy in the UK or God Save the Queen.
Where was that? On
Indie.
Oh, when you came on Indie?
Yeah, so it's like... I think it was like
What song was that?
Anarchy. So like I am an antichrist. I am an anarchist. Don't know what I want. I know how to get it. Wanna destroy and passerby. 'Cause I wanna be anarchy. So smooth. So another thing we did that I loved so much was playing Freebird, and you, the world's best whistler, you whistled the slide guitar part.
You're dying to hear that.
Can we do that again?
Coming in.
Ready?
You're going to sing the words?
If we want. I mean, sure.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we could just do the chords and the whistled slide guitar part.
Let's see it.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Beautiful. I almost don't want to ruin it by singing the lyrics. Like, that was just so beautiful. And you got my thin, awkward little voice coming in.
Shall I whistle the vocal as well?
We could, you whistle and I'll sing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Well, if I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? 'Cause there's too many places. Sorry. 'Cause Lord, I must be traveling on now. Too many places I gotta see. And if I stay here with you, girl, things just wouldn't be the same. 'Cause I'm as free as a bird now. And this bird you cannot change.
you can't change me.
Oh, no, cannot change. Lord knows I can't change. No, I can't change. Next part, which is... Beautiful.
How good was that, man? Showing it out, showing the kids that it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying?
The lost art of whistling.
I still can't remember that question I was going to ask.
Okay. Oh, did you want to do Chinese rocks?
Yeah.
Or I had this. Did I ever tell you about my idea for a cover band for people with attention deficit disorder?
Is the name going to...
Like Dr. Pavlov or something. So like you only play the first 5 seconds of a song. Like
And that's it.
that's it. That's because that's the best part of the song.
And how many...
Who wants to hear more than that? So you could do 200 songs in the course of about an hour.
Yeah.
Like why would you want to hear more? Right?
Okay, encore.
How about
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Wait, how's
you're
it- oh, that's
playing
right.
it
No.
wrong, man.
Yeah, sorry.
How can you get Bowie wrong?
what else should we play? We talked about Chinese Rocks, which was written by Dee Dee Ramone and covered by the Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
What? Maybe this is an awkward question because maybe it's too soon. Because it was only 35 years ago. New York, the sort of the Sex Pistols song "New York"
Yeah.
about Johnny Thunders. What happened to make John Lydon hate Johnny Thunders so much?
I don't know. I think it's about the dolls. I don't just think it's about Johnny Thunders. I don't know. You know, it's typical John.
Okay.
I
Great song.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I never asked him because I never listened to lyrics.
Some of the lyrics are a little questionable.
Well,
they
now-
haven't
now-
aged that well, but like it's a great song.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there are lyrics that we can't say on air. Not that they're FCC violations, but they're just, well, let's say, not the most politically correct lyrics.
They was okay back then.
Yeah.
No one cared back then.
Nope. Pre-internet.
Yeah.
So you want to try Chinese Rocks? Are you guys bored or are you having fun? Oh, there's lyrics. I know. But how many times have you heard this song?
I don't know, but I'll sing the chorus with you.
Okay. Should we try it? You guys want to sing along? And then the chorus, so it's... Right? It sounds like...
Sounds like a million things.
Yeah.
Is there something in the middle?
Sure. Yeah. E to G to A.
That's the other bit, though. That's that thing that only happens once.
Okay. Ready?
What?
Do you guys have a tambourine or something you could play, too? Just... Okay.
What the oh.
Somebody called me on the phone. They said, hey, Moby, is Jonesy home? Do you want to take a walk? You want to go and cop? You want to go and get some Chinese rocks?
I'm living on the Chinese rocks.
All my best things
Are in hock. I'm living on the Chinese rocks. Everything is in the pawn shop. Not yet. That's
premature.
Come
Story of my life.
Ooh, yeah, I'm with you.
The plaster's falling off the wall, and my girlfriend's crying in the shower stall. It's hot as a bitch. I should have been rich, but I'm just digging a Chinese ditch.
I'm living on the Chinese rocks. All my best things are in hock. I'm living on the Chinese rock.
Everything
Is in the pawn shop.
Wow, 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 wow. Whistle.
No. Ooh, that's the ooh bit.
Okay, well, I screwed up. So let's just, because that's the best part of the whole song.
Okay, to
So
go
let's do
into
a 1,
the E. 2, 3, 4.
Hold on just a sec. Because then after that, Doesn't it go to D for a little bit? Like, or should we just go right into the best part of the whole song, the ooh part?
I don't think it matters at this point.
Okay, let's just. How about 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go into the ooh part.
You don't do the E beforehand?
Okay, if you want.
2, 3, 4. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Ah.
It's the best part of the whole song.
Oh, Moby. Ah.
The plaster's falling off the wall, and my girlfriend's crying in the shower stall. It's hot as a bitch. I should have been rich, but I'm just digging a Chinese ditch. I'm living on a Chinese rock. All my best things are in hock. I'm living on a Chinese rock. Everything is in the pawn shop. It is. I'm living on a Chinese rock. I'm living on a Chinese rocks. I'm living on Chinese rocks.
Moby's living on Chinese rocks. No. Goes to an E.
Satellites gone up to
So young.
You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS.
So you want to hear a good David Bowie story? Sure.
Sure.
Okay. So he was my neighbor in New York.
Yeah.
And I got this email from him, I think it was 1999, and he said, I hope you don't mind. I got your email address from my manager. I live across the street from you now. Do you ever want to meet up for coffee?
Is this when you were popular?
Yeah, back when I was young and popular. And so we became friends. We used to wave to each other from our respective rooftops. We spent holidays together. And there was this one night that we had dinner. It was he, David, Iman, Laurie Anderson, and Lou Reed, and the five of us at Bowie's apartment. And do you know what it's like to sit at a dining room table with two of your favorite musicians of all time? So I'm sitting in between Bowie and Lou Reed, trying to pretend like I'm normal.
Yeah.
Like to try to say like, oh, this is the most normal thing in the
Yeah.
world. Just having dinner with David Bowie and Lou Reed.
Yeah.
But then one year, it was like 2003, 2004, we agreed to do a fundraiser for Tibet House at Carnegie Hall. And I said, oh, I've got this idea. Why don't we do Heroes acoustic? And so David came over to my apartment one morning. He brought coffee because he was very polite. And we sat on my couch and played Heroes together on acoustic guitar. And he told me a secret about Heroes. And maybe this is a common secret, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So he was an obsessive Velvet Underground fan. And apparently when he started writing Heroes, it was a cover of Waiting for the Man.
Well, he did a version of that.
So it was
live.
like I waiting for my man that he turned into. I will be king and you will be queen. So originally Hero started as a cover of Waiting for the Man.
Okay.
It's a good story.
Is it?
I think so. Dick.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't know. Tell me about all the times you and David Bowie sat on your living room couch drinking coffee and playing Heroes on acoustic guitar.
Hey, listen, man. Me and Dave, we go way back.
Oh,
Was you devastated when you heard he was dead?
I
Like many others. Like me?
actually, I was sad because we were friends. You know, we'd gone on tour together. But I was actually glad that he had lived as long as he did, because he got sick a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I was sad, but really happy that he'd had more time than he thought he was going to have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your coffee mug is because you have your Boston coffee mug.
You know, a fan sent me this, and he's like, it's a black mug. I'm like, what's he sending me a black mug for?
Can you sing that one?
I'm a black mug?
No, sing it. I'm a black mug.
Woke up this morning, the sun was I put on some music to start my day. Dream of a girl I used to know. Close my eyes and I drift away. Out. Nirvana. More than a feeling.
More than a feeling.
Oh, I love it, I get a feeling.
I made it dream. That's as
I
much as
see
how.
my Marian walking away. How good is that?
Voices of angels.
Oh yeah, of pigeons.
Okay, what else?
We
do
got to
do?
visit the Duke, man. When
Who?
we come to Duke, Kent, we're paying the rent. When we come back, we'll do some more noodling.
Okay.
Here with Moby, Jonesy's Jukebox. Be back in a minute.
Your guitar mic isn't there.
I know.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah, see?
Improvising.
Smart ass.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me, son.
What were we going to talk about? Didn't we have something we were going to talk about? No?
Yeah, we was, but we forget.
Does anyone remember sobriety?
There's another story about someone.
STDs?
There's another story about something, wasn't it?
About STDs. Oh, so that was the Dotsons with Think for the Man and Moby with Like a Motherless Child.
That sounded like PM Dawn.
It's sort of, yeah.
Your bit was
Okay.
like PM Dawn. Yeah.
It was the first concert I ever saw.
Yeah?
Yep. At Madison Square Garden. It was Yes in the Round. I think it was 1975, 74. So sad.
It's very medieval, isn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of medieval, do you know any Jethro Tull covers?
I don't.
No?
I like Jethro Tull.
Because apparently Ian Anderson now lives like a full medieval life. Like he lives in a castle somewhere in the north of England wearing like leather medieval clothes.
He takes taxes off people. He,
Oh, yeah?
he taxes people
Mhm.
in mud huts,
Yeah.
I heard. I heard years ago he had a salmon farm.
Oh, not exactly vegan, but sure.
It's probably
Oh, another good cover song. Nights in white satin. Never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always seen with these eyes before. That's also kind of medieval. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore.
'cause yes, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh.
And then can you do the spoken word part, the like cold-hearted orb that rules the night,
What's that?
removes the darkness from our sight.
That's very
Yeah.
Medi.
And who's to say what is an illusion? There was something we were going to talk about.
We were going to talk about something.
This is what happens when like middle-aged sober people with like STD rotted brains try to remember things. We're like, was it coffee? Were we going to... Oh, that's right, coffee, yeah.
You're going to talk about another story, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't have any. I told my Gene Simmons story, which you stole my thunder because there's the Gene Simmons liner that he did for your show where he said the exact same thing to you that he said to me,
So
which
good.
made me not feel like a powerful and attractive man. Like I
Yeah.
thought it was unique to me. He looked me in the eyes and he said, Moby, you are a powerful and attractive man. I was like, oh, maybe he's right. Like finally, for once in my life, I could feel powerful and attractive. Turns out that's his shtick. He says it to everybody.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
CIA agents passed info on to you.
Intelligence agents, yeah.
What was that all about? Was that true?
So, sort of. Over years and years of touring, I made some friends who work at different intelligence agencies around the world. And because I have a lot of social media followers, they wanted me to sort of express their opinion about a few things. One, that it is kind of a commonly held belief among intelligence officers that Donald Trump is a foreign agent, that Russia is essentially running him. And then you look at some of his actions, like the fact that Russian sanctions were passed unanimously in the House and the Senate, and Trump vetoed it. So they wanted me to get that out there. And also that Trump, to sort of distract from the Mueller investigation, he wants to be a war president. Because he saw that, like G.W. Bush, after 9/11, his approval ratings went up. So Trump is looking for a war, and he was intentionally sending warships off the coast of Iran, hoping that Iran would attack these warships and justify a war. So I'm just repeating what was told to me by some friends at different intelligence agencies.
From reliable sources.
They're like
CIA?
different like CIA, different other like MI6, other intelligence agencies as well.
Bizarre, huh?
Yeah. But the fact that we have a Manchurian candidate
Do we though?
seems, according to, it's sort of as unanimous consent among people in the intelligence world.
Yeah.
It's nice musical accompaniment to talking about the CIA. So it's like, our president is a
Well, there was funny
foreign
stuff.
agent.
There was funny stuff back when communism was like they had people spying or whatever you want. Remember back in the McCarthy years when actors got attacked for
Oh,
being
yeah.
communists, who weren't communists, but
The
they were-
blacklisting.
yeah. Ain't it the same kind of concept?
So you've lived in LA for a while, right?
35 years.
Do you think, so that, you know that the A minor seventh,
How's that go?
this one, to me that's the chord. So it's A minor, but then you add in the G as the seventh. So when I sit down and play guitar, that chord makes me think of like
It's like
Los
Angie.
Angeles
It's
at
like,
its most perfect. Or there's,
it's like Angie. Major.
I don't know the rest of it.
Moby,
Yeah,
you're beautiful.
thank you. So are you.
When will them clouds all disappear, Moby?
I don't know the chord. What, so it's,
Moby.
who owns this station? And right now, are they just like sitting in an office somewhere? They're like, what have I done? Like,
They're hanging
how-
themselves.
Yeah, they're like, can we please make sure that the guitars in the radio station studio are just taken? Oh, look, there's Angie. You're encouraging us. So it's, G,
F.
F to C.
Moby, how are ya?
Good. I mean, I'm old and bald, but now the chorus. With no, what's the note? No love in our soul, and no money in our coats. You can say we'll G.
Try. I'm Moby.
And this is A major, right? Or E minor?
Yeah.
Huh. You can't.
You're right. People are hanging themselves right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. So, what else should we talk about?
Talk about
A boot? What else are we-
saying a boot? I don't know.
We covered CIA stuff.
covered.
Oh, I see on your notes, 100% of the money from the new album goes to charity, which is true.
Your album.
Yeah, so that's all the streaming, publishing, sales.
All
et cetera.
$5 it's going
All
to be made.
$5. Yeah, probably if I'm lucky, maybe even 10. Yeah.
Do you actually? What do? You just put it on iTunes?
Yeah, I mean, there's iTunes, and there's still parts of the world where people buy CDs.
Yeah.
And then Spotify, Tidal, Apple, Google Play, all those different things.
You got a restaurant too, a vegan restaurant in Silver Lake.
Yep.
Is it any good?
I like it. I mean, I'm biased because it's my restaurant.
Yeah. How long you been a vegan?
30, almost 31 years.
Have you really?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
So you're not a Johnny Come Lately.
No, it was Thanksgiving 1987 was when I became a vegan.
And what was your reasoning originally why you?
Originally, it was really simple, is that I liked animals and I didn't want to be involved in anything that caused animal suffering.
Do you think that will ever change? Slowly.
Which part?
People not killing animals.
It's, yeah, I mean, not to be too heavy-handed about it, but like so veganism, I mean, animal agriculture kills animals, destroys the rainforest, uses 45% of California's water, causes cancer, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, climate change, etc. So it really just doesn't make sense to take human food, feed it to animals, and end up with a product that kills people.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to
But
sound like a strident militant vegan, but I guess I am.
But there is a disconnect, right, with people who they don't want to see animals tortured, but they'll like a bit of bacon.
Oh, I've been to animal rights events where they serve meat. You know, they're like, they want to save dogs, but they still eat cows. And I'm like, well, they both have two eyes and a central nervous system. Like, how can you love one and eat the other? But
Yeah.
I mean, we're sober, and we had that same paradox. Like, we wanted to be healthy, but I would drink 15 drinks a night and do $300 of cocaine every couple of days.
Yeah.
And I thought of myself as a healthy person.
Yeah.
So
When you go in a toilet, a public toilet,
when I go into a public toilet, okay,
and for number two,
sure.
do you use them white bits of paper or not?
Toilet paper, you mean?
No, the other one that you sit on.
Oh, the ones that cover the toilet seat?
Yeah.
No, I like to live. I mean, at this point, I'm sober and vegan, so I don't have a lot of risk in my life. So I feel like sitting on filthy toilet seats, it's like one of the only bits of excitement I get.
Plus, you're saving a tree.
Saving a tree or whatever those things are made out of.
Paper.
I'm curious to know, how we got on, how we went
How
from.
did that
Yeah,
start? Well, someone come up with a great idea to make some money is how it started.
but how, I'm just wondering, have you been thinking about public toilet seats and making number two this whole time and just
No.
trying to figure out how to work it into the conversation?
Before I came in here, I had a number two.
Okay, yeah, I know, because I used the bathroom after you.
There's two bathrooms. It might not have been my one.
Okay, it was someone's. It was unpleasant, but it always
No,
is.
because I went after you did,
Okay,
so
but
it wasn't me.
Okay, so what? Yeah.
and I didn't use the piece of. To me, it's a pain in the ass.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. To
Yeah.
get the piece of paper, I'm like, does this really do anything? Are you actually going to catch anything? I don't
It's a
think
lot.
so.
It's a lot of work. Yeah,
And then the paper sticks to you.
yeah. And I feel a sense of comradeship or solidarity, sitting on a toilet seat that so many other people have sat on.
I don't like shaking people's hands though.
No, that's because people are disgusting.
I don't mean after a toilet. I mean in general. I'm not, especially when someone's got a clammy hand.
Yeah.
I have to wash it afterwards because I feel like I'm just going to catch something. If someone's got a hand that's all sweaty,
Mm-hmm.
I'm weird with things like that.
You and Donald Trump.
Do you have a hot water bowl at night?
You mean like
Do you
like
use a
as
hot-
if we're living in the 19th century and I sort of like fill up the hot water bottle
That's
and
so
I get
good.
into bed with my like red long johns, make sure there are no young people on my lawn.
But what do you do as far as when you're in bed? Are you cold or do you have the heater on? I'm just trying to figure out what you do.
I don't have a hot water bottle. It's a good idea.
I have them. They're great.
Okay. So maybe on my way home I'll like stop at CVS and get some hot water bottles.
You don't want a cheap
But
one.
then-
They leak.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like what happens first of all, it gets cold or it leaks. Like imagine how unpleasant that would be. Like you wake up in the middle of the night and you've got this cold piece of rubber that has leaked all over your bed.
Yeah, it's not good. It's
Yeah.
happened to me.
Okay.
But that now I've got an expensive one and it doesn't leak.
Okay, so I'm going to go out. When I leave here, I'm going to go find like the top of the line
Top
hot
of the
water
line.
bottle. And every time I get in bed and I cuddle my like rubber hot water bottle, I will think of you.
Yeah. Do you have electric blanket?
No, because I hear they cause cancer.
I just bought one.
Okay.
I'm waiting for it to be delivered.
I just also repeat things that people tell me. I don't know if it's ever true. Like,
It's that both people think both ways.
I also think fluoride is a neurotoxin and that chemtrails are used for mind control. So I wouldn't
What do you
really-
think about the chemtrails?
I think
Because I see it, and some days are clear, and some days it's covered in lines.
it seems like if you're going to
You work for the CIA. What's
Yeah.
the truth?
if you're going to get involved in mind control, there are more efficient ways to do that than like spraying stuff 30,000 feet in the atmosphere.
1,000 times a day all over the Western world.
There's just there more. You could put stuff in drinking water. There's much easier ways
Exactly.
to.
So what is it? Is it actually anything, or is it just the temperature? Sometimes it leaves a trail, sometimes it don't.
It's airplane exhaust.
So it's not some conspiracy that.
I mean, I love a good conspiracy theory, but I think in that case, it's simply just airplane exhaust.
That's good news.
But maybe
Good,
the
but bad-
CIA just told him to say that.
Yeah, did the CIA tell you to say that?
What's that?
We got to visit the Duke. We're here with Moby. You're listening to Jonesy's
Oh.
Jukebox.
And sadly, I have to get going.
Oh no!
I've been here for 90 minutes. Your audience has like, the ones who are left are so sick of me at this point.
Okay, well hang on a minute.
Can we do one more song?
No, we got to go to the Duke.
Oh, okay.
Do we?
Go for it. Go for it.
What was we gonna do?
I don't. You want to do "Walk on the Wild Side"? Because everyone in the studio, all four of us, can sing the choruses. Oh, and I have a good story about this. I once played this with Lou Reed for about 15 minutes, and at the end, it became this maelstrom of noise, and he screamed at the top of his lungs, "I love punk rock."
Really?
Because notoriously in the 70s, he said he didn't like punk rock.
Right. He didn't like the Ramones, right?
And then he said, "I
It's
love
on
punk
tape.
rock."
It's on
Yeah.
tape. Him talking about the Ramones. It's in that Danny Fields documentary.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to do "Walk on the Wild Side"?
Yeah. How's it go?
So I'm just basically just CFD, but most of it's just like C. Holly came from Miami, FLA. Hitchhiked away across the USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way. Later on said he was a she. She said, hey, babe, take a walk on the wild side. She said, hey, sugar, take a walk on the wild side. And Candy came from out on the island. In the back room, she was everybody's darling. But she never lost her head. Even when she was giving head, she said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. She said, hey sugar, take a walk on the wild side. And everyone in the studio sings, Up around 125th Street, looking for soul food and a place to sleep. Up at the Apollo, you should have seen them go, go, go. They said, hey, babe,
Take a walk on the wild side.
they said, hey, sugar,
Take a walk on the wild side.
let's sing the chorus one more time. Everybody in the studio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely.
This portion of Jonesy's Jukebox.